James Barnes,
Sarah Rocha Barnes.
and we are
In the barn.
with the Barneses.
Yes.
Although, I don't know if we're in the barn today.
We're outside of the barn.
We're way outside the barn. We're in Bandera.
Yes,
What?
Bandera, Texas.
Bandera, Texas. We're at the city park, and we're in their
The Medina River.
Medina River. So there you go. But you know what? We are going to talk about today something that is very important. Would you like to express what it is, baby?
Sure. Renewing of the mind.
Right. Everybody take a deep breath.
Matters of the mind. Mind matters.
Mind matters. So that's what you got.
Yeah.
Mind matters, right?
Yeah.
Mind matters?
Matters of the mind, renewing of the mind. It's
All
all
the
one and
above.
the same.
All the above. And you know, that's something very important we're going to speak to about not just marriage, but our own self. You know, I can say, to have a good marriage, you kind of have to, as a husband, renew your mind a little bit.
Absolutely.
Or a lot. You know, I'm 10 years in. I would say that I'm extremely happy that we have faith to grab onto. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think also renewing of the mind, it should be happening every day.
Amen.
You
Right?
know, and then not, of course, in marriage, of course, because you're with your partner every
Yeah.
day. But, just in all aspects of your life, like renewing your mind about how you feel about work or how you feel about people at work.
Right.
Your kids, like, what are you doing for yourself if you're not feeling right?
Right.
Right? If you feel like you're in a funk, well, let's start renewing of the mind. Let's start unpeeling that onion to see what's going on.
Right. Especially because if you're coming in, and I know I could get grumpy, you know what I mean? And so, like, for instance, just coming out here today is very refreshing because you and I have been working a lot. And things are good, but I feel like maybe, I need a break. You know what I mean? And so we came, we had a nice meal. We drove and tried to look at some water, you know what I mean? Just doing things. And so here we are. You hear the little chichadas making sounds, and there's kids over here, and we're literally sitting in the water.
Yes,
Sorry,
we are.
didn't mean to do that.
That's okay.
Anyway, so yeah, renewing of the
Renewing
mind.
of the mind. So,
What's that for you?
well, for me, aside from our marriage, right? Well, you know what? I'll speak into our marriage.
Yes,
first. I'll
yes,
go
yes,
in
yes.
order.
Yes.
So, renewing my mind on how I feel, because again, if I'm not feeling 100%, let's say that Mr. Barnes decides to wake me up by closing a door and turning on a light.
Oh man, that's messed up. Ooh.
It truly is for me. That's the one ask that I have, is to let me, wake up in peace. That's my one
Right,
ask.
right. And I used to mess that up back in the early days,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
I never understood why you get grumpy.
Yeah, like talking to his dad on speaker while I'm sleeping right I'm sleeping
Things
right next
that-
to him. It's, things like that.
Little things.
So things like that occur, which is few and far between.
Correct.
Now, I have to renew the mind, be like, you know what is my problem? What did he do? And I need to work on me, and I need to think, he doesn't do this to me anymore. So it's not like it's purposely done,
Yeah.
and I have to not go and attack him. Why'd you do that? You know better. You know I don't like this, blah, blah. No, I need to think, and renew my mind. Yes, I'm upset right now. Yes, I feel grumpy. But you know what? Like, he respects my ask all the time. So today was just a one-off, I feel.
Yeah, well, it's also important too because I am a very energetic person. I have a lot to do. So if I come in the room and you're just coming out of sleep and I bring you all that, energy, it's going to drive anybody bonkers. So I have to understand that, I need to come in
And you renew your mind before coming in.
Yes.
You do like a mind reset. That's exactly
Right.
what
I love waking my wife up. It's a joy every day. I get kind of excited, just like a little kid in a candy shop. I mean, she's already awake, but I love.
I'll text them when to come in. When
Yeah.
I'm awake.
And I come in there all excited. Yeah, and I jump into bed, and we have this
He
routine.
does that. I would probably have a heart attack.
I jump in the room and I do all kinds of things to just make sure she's good. That's what I do.
Yes, he does.
If it's not jumping in the bed or jumping on the bed, it's making sure she's happy.
Yeah.
Which I will say
Like
this.
turning fans off.
Yeah, but she's not generally unhappy. It's just I have to know that morning ritual for my wife if I want to start the day off in a You know, I consider her basically.
Yeah.
And I know, and she considers me, and so that's a big part of it, you know. Can I speak into that? Consideration was a very hard place to land in marriage, partly because, you know, we were coming from two different places, and no matter how much I considered her, I still didn't understand where she was coming from. And so it took a lot of renewing of the mind, because when you don't understand where somebody's coming from, and you're coming from a different place, and in marriage, it can get sloppy.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to speak into that, or?
Well, no, you said you were going to speak.
Yeah, no, it just can get sloppy, and from a man's perspective, you know, we want respect, we want all those things, but you know, it's like, you know, demanding it and lording over people in the household. You know, I was able to speak into this the other day about the role of a woman. You know, right? Oh my gosh, it's such a big topic, but I love how God. From the rib, you know, created the woman, and the rib represents my flank, my side. And somebody was saying that he didn't create the head, the woman as the head. He didn't create the woman as the feet. He created the woman as literally my flank, my side, my helper, where I need her and where she needs me. And so I feel like, you know, renewing my mind has helped me understand what it means to be a husband. And in like Proverbs 31, I read a little bit of that today, and just to kind of see what a woman, biblical woman, looks like. And I tell you what, it's pretty cool. It's not that same concept that I think maybe we all grew up with.
No, she has all kinds of jobs.
She's a busy woman.
Yeah, very busy.
And you know, she's respected valued at the city gates, it says, and the husband is too. So it's like a lot of stuff's going on there, and it's worthy in marriage, because I think our goals are to complement each other, not to be against each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
so then, like when I'm coming home from work, or let me back up. So when I think about renewing of the mind with work, I could go in with my same attitude. Let's think August, right? Because many of y'all don't know, but May was a pretty, I don't know, heavy month for me. Not just in my life, but professionally. And I will be the head, never the tail.
that's such a good
And
word.
I proved myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even have to make these decisions. These decisions were put in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
The tail,
I
the
refused
tail.
to be the tail.
Yes.
And these decisions were put in front of me because I was the head. I acted like, I exercised my authority, my God-given authority,
Right.
to be like, I will not be.
What does the headship look like, and what is it, and so forth and so on, right?
Yeah, well, for renewing of the mind, aside
Yes.
from headship, when I walk
Or your own
into-
headship, or your own
Well,
headship
yes.
over your own issues.
Yes, okay, over my own stuff. So
Yes.
that headship goes to renewing of the mind. So when I walk into those doors this next new school year,
Mm-hmm.
my mind is going to be refreshed. What happened yesterday, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make me a fool though, because I do remember I have a brain.
Yes,
But
yes,
you
yes.
know what? I'm going to refresh my mind. Everybody, you know, messes up. Everybody says things. Like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go in with a fresh mind and be like, you know what, Glory, amen, I'm glad you're here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that light will fall onto others, and maybe they'll have their minds renewed. But definitely, it's something right now important to me to get done for this coming up school year. Like,
100%. And you know, and let me say the miracle here we're talking about. We're not just talking about renewing the mind and having a good day. We're talking about true miracle of God, because we are told in the Bible that we can renew the mind, and it says to think of things that are good, things that are pure, things that are good for God and righteous. And so you know, I haven't always been good at that, but the more I try, the better I get. And so I find myself more in the place where I should be versus where I shouldn't be. But not only that, the miracle is even greater, because I've seen people that, you know, it would be hard to fathom them being healthy and healed. Lots of years in prison, lots of mental illness, and yet today they're fine. They're fine because they did renew the mind with Christ. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying
No,
it's
not.
It's in fact, it's not easy.
I want to stab everybody at work,
Right.
but I can't.
It's not easy, but it is. I mean, I'm saying it this way. It's probably impossible alone, but if you have Christ, you can do it.
Yes, and I'm going to give you an example of that.
Yes.
On Friday at service, I'm there with my hands up, worshiping, and, just really giving it to God. And I had an epiphany, or God planted a seed. I've had this prayer for a year and a half almost. The same prayer, same prayer, same prayer. And I realized that prayer was about me, what I wanted. So while worshiping and giving myself to the Lord, He renewed my mind. I didn't even know it was happening, but it was like
I've seen that happen to you a lot.
And yes, lately, yes.
Yeah.
And I prayed almost for the same outcome, but I prayed for this particular individual to fall for the feet of Jesus.
Amen.
I didn't pray for this individual to succumb to what I want. You know what? Because when you fall to the feet of Jesus,
Lord, come on.
everything will come into place, and I will ultimately get what I want.
Right.
But I want and need, desire for this person to fall to the feet of Jesus so he can see glory
Amen.
upon glory upon glory from the Lord.
Amen.
So, renewing of my mind, and it's big too, may I add. May 1st, again, I was worshiping, and it just dawned on me, stop cussing. Yes, because in the song that I was worshiping to, it said something of the other of like, make me totally clean, make my words clean. And I was like, whoa, I cuss like a sailor. Like, I could battle any sailor anytime in a cussing word.
Right. She was pretty
Right?
good.
I'll throw down.
She was like world champ.
Right, I got the ring. But, oh my goodness, it just dawned on me. And so, when I decided to stop cussing, I would count. Like, how many days, like, the days following. It was like for 2 weeks. Sometimes I would have 12 cuss words a day. Other days I would have, 5. But I'm pretty down to, like, none.
And I'll tell you this: I'm not a big cusser per se. I mean, I've cussed and I do cuss. It's like by accident here and there. But typically speaking, I'm not a big cusser. But ever since you've quit cussing, I'm doing way better.
It's been a reduction because I can't feed into his nonsense.
Let's talk to them. We'll finish. This is one area we kind of not finish here, but like the fact that when you're with people, and iron sharpens iron. I didn't choose to quit cussing per se. I kind of don't like it, generally speaking. And so with my wife quitting, it's like it just makes my life easier. So it's kind of her renewal of the mind is good for me too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and renewing of the mind, things will happen that you couldn't even fathom would happen. And I'll give you an example. May 1st, I decided to stop cussing. Glory.
Amen.
Right? May 3rd, my grandmother got sick. May 5th, she passed away. And then May was what I was telling you about in my professional life where
Very busy.
I was spiraling. But I'm spiraling up, not down.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
Exactly.
And I feel like if I didn't give up cussing, I may have cussed everybody out at work.
Yes.
I even told people, you're lucky I stopped cussing because I feel like going off right now, but I can't. And it was in very serious moments, like in meetings and
it was
stuff.
very hard.
But it was truly a test for me with God renewing my mind, because it's not even something I wanted or asked for.
Amen, right?
But
He just does
gave it to me, glory, because he knows what I need, when
go to
I
that
need
next
it,
thing, huh?
and how much I need. And he gave it to me that day, and it really set me up for success and made, the Lord's success.
Amen.
And everything that I did, because again, I came out the head, not the tail.
And we'll finish here. So renewing of the mind, what it truly does is it frees you up to live the purpose that God has given you. It's like, how do you know what your purpose is? Like I will leave you with it. I had a lot of anger issues, and just generally speaking, a lot of men do. And you had to get over it. And the things I was angry about were not really necessarily important. Just like you said, getting bickering matches with my wife. The last thing I want to do is be in competition with her. We are great together. And so, renewing of the mind, always looking towards God, and fear of the Lord is really truly nature of it, because I want to do what's right in God's eyes, and that means I have to love my wife accordingly.
Yeah.
So, do you want to close this out, baby?
Just renewing of the mind. Mind matters, right? What was it? Mind matters.
All the above.
All the above. Like it truly will do wonders in your life. And it's not easy. Take it one day, one prayer at a time. One prayer at a time.
Well, then there you go. Then I'm James Barnes.
Sarah Roach Barnes
And we are
in the barn.
with the Barneses.